Oh yeah, I'm doing the intro. I forgot.
God damn it, James.
Shut up.
Yeah.
But the James is supposed to say something.
You're not muted.
Yes, I did.
No, you're not.
I have a mute button on my mic, and Discord's mute thingy makes a noise when you push the thing, so I didn't want to pick up on the background.
Oh, I meant mute in Discord. Ugh, whatever. How's it going, everybody, and welcome back to another discussion here on the Game Channel. And finally, after 530 days, a new mainline general Nintendo Direct happened. So, we are going to be discussing the February 2021 Nintendo Direct. My name is The James Rolls.
I'm Pancake Armor Man.
I'm Green Covers Gaming.
And I'm Lady Gear to you.
Alright, so without any further ado, how about we get to the questions, Mr. Question Man?
Alright, so a lot of time has passed between the Nintendo Direct, so do you have any thoughts on that before we get started?
Well, I mean, like they say it's been a while since the last trick. I mean, it really hasn't. I mean, they had like these things they just called something else besides Nintendo Directs. You know, I kind of count them as Nintendo Directs. Like technically it hasn't been that long, but because like I still count like a lot of the other stuff that they had, like the mini directs or like the other smaller stuff that were actually like regular like the Smash Brothers thing that we had, or the last one, or whatever the last one thing we had was, like pretty big one. I still count that as a direct. So like when people say, oh, well, we had a direct in this long, it's like, well, technically not really. I mean, it's been a while since we had a anything video related, but like hasn't really been that long. But still nice. It's always nice to see more games get announced and everything. So rip wallet.
So, being that, I guess to contradict what Cobra just said, I don't really consider all this stuff the directs, so it was nice to finally get this new one, this actual general one, because partner showcases, I think, are their own thing, really, and I guess you could count the Sakurai Presents stuff as directs of some kind, but anyway, having a mainline direct after so long feels great. I'm just super happy that we finally got another one. It feels great to actually have a bit of normalcy again with a mainline Nintendo Direct.
So I don't really have that many thoughts on just how long the gap has been for Nintendo Directs. Yeah, I don't really know how to answer this question because I don't really have much to say about it. It has been a really long time since a mainline Nintendo Direct, that is true, but we have had, partner showcases and stuff like that, so it's not like we've gone without. Gaming news, I am glad that we finally did get a Direct, and a pretty long one too, so that's pretty nice. I really hope that the gap between the next mainline Direct isn't as big, because I would like to see more this year as opposed to last year. But yeah, and I really hope that all those Nintendo Direct accounts finally shut up on Twitter, because those accounts are the most annoying things on the website right now. So yeah, that's about all I have to say.
Well, it is true that we did have some partner showcases and a couple directs focused on individual things, such as the Mario's 35th anniversary. It's been a little while since we had a traditional one, so it just feels really nice to see them return. And if you had an idea for how long it's been since the previous one, at the time that the previous Nintendo Direct happened, my baby niece had not been born yet, so that should give you an idea for how long it's been. But it's nice to see them return. On our game Discord server, our viewers have the ability to ask us questions that we'll answer during roundtable discussions. So we have two of them in today's video. The first one comes from Ferocious Kitten. What are your thoughts on the Ninja Gaiden Trilogy coming to Switch?
Well, I mean, it's cool for people who like that series. I mean, I never played in the series, so like I really don't really care for. I mean, it's always nice getting collections and stuff, but I mean, I really don't really care because I never played the series, so that's basically my opinion.
Yeah, I'm kind of in a similar boat. like I didn't really grow up with the era of gaming that Ninja Gaiden, happened. But it's cool, and it's not. I mean, it would have been cool, I guess, for even people that would maybe get into the series like me, if it was like the original games instead of remasters. But it's still pretty cool because, it has its fans, and obviously people are going to eat it up, especially on the Nintendo Switch. So, yeah, the Ninja Gaiden Trilogy is pretty neat.
I'd have to agree with Cobra and James on this because I've never played a Ninja Gaiden game, like, ever. But I have heard of these games. I remember seeing the third game a lot a few years back, but I heard that game was pretty subpar. I heard the first two were pretty good. So this is a series I want to try out, and with the trilogy coming to Nintendo Switch, I'll probably finally get my chance to, because I heard the first two games were good, but the third one was subpar, so I'll probably end up getting this, but I'm not 100% sure, really. So yeah, those are my thoughts.
I have like zero experience with this series, so this might be a good introductory title. I knew Ninja Gaiden 3 was a thing on Wii U. I never really looked into it personally. All I know is that Kasumi from Dead or Alive is in there, so I might give this game a try on Switch. It seems like it's a really fun game. And our second question from Discord comes from Joey64. How do you feel about Miis appearing more prominently in games such as Mario Golf or Miitopia?
Well, I mean, I always liked Miis. Like, I know it's like kind of like Miis first appeared, in Nintendo Wii and everything, and I do always like pretty Miis and stuff like that. But I mean, I do feel like since the Wii and everything, especially since the Switch, they kind of like went, kind of disappeared and stuff like that. I mean, they're more prominent during the Wii era, stuff like that. But I mean, at least they were like, I mean, they were in Smash. I know there hasn't really been a much me focused for the Switch, but yeah, I mean, definitely the Mario Golf thing looks pretty cool. I mean, I might it might be a thing where like if they release a demo, I might try it out. I don't know. I mean, I don't really want to spend like $60 for like Mario Golf or anything, but that'd be fun. And Miitopia, I don't really care for at all. But it's always nice to see Miis and stuff and everything, and also I mean, I get a lot of people to play as say if they want to create their own character and stuff like that, and actually play as like their own Mii and stuff is always really cool and stuff because it's cool. But yeah, that's really all I really have to say.
So I'm actually happy that this question in particular is here, because there's another question later where stuff like this would be kind of sidelined a little bit. So as far as Miis appearing more prominently, I'm actually a little taken back by that, because for the Switch, ever since it was launched, there hasn't really been much focus on the Miis at all. I mean, you can use them for your profile icon, but they weren't really like any type of prominence compared to like the 3DS or the Wii U, for example. So appearing in Mario Golf is interesting, let alone in its story mode, so I'm very curious for more details about that. And as far as Miitopia goes, I do think it is the 3DS one, is it not? Because otherwise it would have been called Miitopia 2 or something along those lines, so right? It's the 3DS one, just upscaled?
Yeah, it's a 3DS version.
Yeah, so that I think that's the interesting part for me. Miis being more prominent, I guess, would be a good thing, because maybe we can get some other type of things with Miis in the future. Maybe they can bring back Street Pass stuff for the Switch somehow. I mean, it is technically a portable system, so that would be nice. Yeah, I think Miis being featured more prominently is a good thing overall for the future of any and all Nintendo games.
Now, I'm pretty happy that the Miis are back in these games, Mario Golf and Miitopia, because I just really like Miis in general, just creating Miis and all that sort of stuff, and I was kind of sad that they weren't really that big when the Switch was released. I know that in Mario Kart 8 and in Smash Bros. You can play as the Mii, but those are just Mario Kart 8 and Smash Bros. was pretty nice to see them back. Mario Golf, I was genuinely surprised that they added the Mii character into the game because I did not really expect that. And Miitopia, I did not expect that game to get ported over at all because Miitopia is a game I've been wanting to try out for a long time, and I've never actually had the time to go out and get it. But now that it's coming to the Switch, I'll probably be able to find more time to go out and get it. So it's really cool to see that Miis are becoming more prominent, and I really hope this means that we'll get more games that have Miis as an option, because I really like the Miis and I just want to see them more. So yeah, that's all I have to really say.
It's really nice to see the Miis making kind of a comeback, and I hope this continues for years to come, because I absolutely love the Miis. And that's one of the things I think the Switch is kind of lacking, because one of the best things about the Wii and Wii U was just having a lot of fun making a bunch of Miis and then seeing them populate the worlds of games like Wii Sports Resort or things like that. So I hope this means that we'll see Miis appear more often, because I just absolutely love making them. Pyra and Mythra from Xenoblade Chronicles 2 are going to be joining Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and I personally could not be any more excited. This is like the character that I've been wanting the most out of the DLC. Like, probably more so than Lara Croft, who's like the biggest third-party character that I really want to see in the game. But yeah, Pyra and Mythra from Xenoblade Chronicles 2 are going to be joining Super Smash Bros. What are your thoughts?
I mean, the thing is, it's nice seeing more characters from different series appear in Smash Ultimate. So, like, I mean, that's really cool. I mean, I haven't really played like Xenoblade Chronicles 2, so like, still be interested to experience with her in Smash Brothers, like for like the first time of actually playing as a character and stuff like that. So, but plus, also, we only had that, I think, Shulk so far, really, and like from the first game and stuff like that, from like Xenoblade and stuff. That's from the first Xenoblade Chronicles, not the second one. So, but yeah, I mean, yeah, it'd be nice to play as them, whatever. I mean, I said I don't know too much about the characters or anything, so definitely one of those characters I'll definitely try out when it releases, or if I even get it when it releases.
So unfortunately, I didn't watch the direct live if you saw my reactions, but unfortunately, it was the one thing I got spoiled with before I had to log off Twitter in a panic, because I was like, oh crap, I'm gonna miss the direct live, so I need to shut Twitter off anyway. So Pyra and Mythra being in Smash Brothers, very, very surprised. Maybe we speculated about this like 2 years ago when the first DLC started, that if they didn't do Rex, maybe we could do they did Pyra and Mythra. I love the line where they had Rex say, I thought I was joining Smash. That was super funny. But yeah, Pyra and Mythra in Smash, I can forgive that it's another sword fighter for this one time, because they are pretty unique. They kind of have a Corrin vibe to me, in a sense where they're kind of a sword fighter, but like they're different enough where it's just not, you know. But yeah, Pyra and Mythra being in Smash is great. I love how they brought back the feature where, the old feature for Zelda and Sheik, where you can just transform like that very easily. And of course, because this is newer hardware, it's actually like very instant now, compared to back then. So yeah, it's exciting. And it's great that they added more female characters into the game, because there were not that many of them in the base game, but with the DLC now, there's a whole bunch of them, and it's really great.
For me, it's kind of a mixed bag for me, because I do like that we are getting more Xenoblade support in Smash, because I do like the Xenoblade series quite a bit, even though I've only really played Torna. But when I first saw them start with Xenoblade, I thought that it was going to be a sequel to Xenoblade 2. And because I did not expect them to open up with Smash Bros, I expected them to end with Smash Bros, because they usually, you know, if they don't start with Smash Bros, they'll end with it. But yeah, I'm okay with Pyra and Mythra being in Smash. It is really nice to see more Xenoblade characters in the game. And I was a little disappointed, because I really wanted Crash Bandicoot to be the character, but that just didn't happen. It is nice. I do like that Pyra and Mythra are in the game. I do want to get them, and I hope I can get them when they get released. I am a bit disappointed that they are another sword fighter, but Sephiroth is the most unique sword fighter in the game. So who knows, maybe Pyra and Mythra will be more unique than Sephiroth, but nobody can really top Sephiroth. He is the best sword fighter in the game. But yeah, Pyra and Mythra, kind of a mixed bag. I am glad that we're getting more Xenoblade characters in the game, but there were bits of disappointment. I am going to get them, I am going to play as them, and I most likely will enjoy them, because I have been enjoying the characters in this Fire Pass a lot more compared to the characters in the last. But yeah, that's basically my thoughts. Pretty good, pretty good.
Like I said a moment ago, this is easily the character that I'm most excited about for Super Smash Bros. Now, we've had some pretty exciting characters in the past, such as Sephiroth and Joker and things like that. This is easily the one that I'm most excited for, because Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is easily one of my favorite games of all time, and I was really hoping Rex and Pyra would appear in the game, and it's even more exciting that it's just Pyra, honestly, because Rex is a fun character and all, but Pyra really is the main character of Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and the best part about this is that this means we're going to get a Pyra and Mythra amiibo, so that's going to be really awesome too. They just look like so much fun. I absolutely love the fact you could switch between them in the middle of combat. It's kind of like how Zelda and Sheik worked in Smash Bros. Melee and Brawl. So this is just all kinds of exciting. The stage looks absolutely gorgeous. It looks so much fun. We're probably going to get Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Spirits coming, and this is just so exciting. When Ultimate was first coming out though, Sakurai had said that they were considering Xenoblade 2 and ARMS characters early in development, but the games were announced too far into development for them to be included in the base game. So when Min Min was confirmed, I was just really hoping that they'd also take the time to include a Xenoblade Chronicles 2 character, and I'm just so excited that they were able to do it. With just 2 spots remaining in Fighters Pass 2, who are you expecting?
Well, I mean, it's kind of like you really don't know, because really almost anyone can be in Smash Bros. Really by this point with all the different characters. One thing I do want to have is like more of like variety of like, you know, it's not really more variety, but more like as in like more multiple characters from like each different series. So you got some that only have like one character and stuff like that. Which like so somebody now has 2 now with you know an area, or technically 3 if you count both of them as 2 together as separate characters. But basically I always like having new series come in, because at least if you do have just at least one, you can like at least, you know, have more different like types of like, you know, games, and different people will be happy. Like say if you bring Crash, we can bring a bunch of Crash fans into the series that never played before and stuff like that and everything, which is awesome. But so it can't really be anything. Probably gonna be like 2 characters that I probably like either never heard of or I probably never played before, because based on this way, basically all the DLC characters that hasn't Smash Brothers at least for Smash Ultimate at least. It's like for all the Fire Pass characters, like none of the series I have actually played before technically. So like I do also want, you know, a character from a series that I have played before. So at least if they could do Crash and Spyro, I'd be happy or whatever. But I mean, even if they don't, I mean, it's not that big of a deal. Just, man, it literally could be anyone though.
I mean, at this point, it'd probably be best to just expect a female character for the last 2, at least one of them, because this is like a very female-focused Fighter Pass. It's now that there's 2, I mean, it was hard to predict it anyway, because like apparently Sakurai got like a list of 50 names initially, and like it's really hard to just narrow down stuff, especially now that we're in the final 2 probably Fighters Pass characters. So I'm not going to give any predictions personally, but I do find it interesting that Pyra and Mythra are listed as 2 different fighters with 2 different numbers on the website. They're listed as 79 and 80 respectively, so that's a fun fact.
I really don't want to make any predictions because I know I'm going to be wrong, but I still really want to see Crash Bandicoot end up in Smash, because Crash fits Smash so much with just how he plays and all that sort of stuff. You can make so many unique movesets out of that character, and I just really want to see Crash in the series, and I still really just want to see Shantae in the series, because we need indie support in Smash, please, Sakurai. indie support, Shantae, Crash, please. I don't want to make any predictions. Those are the two characters I want the most, please. But yeah, that's it, really.
Realistically, I think it's safe to say that at least one of the final characters is going to be a Pokemon from Sword and Shield. Personally, I kind of hope that doesn't happen because I personally think there are already too many Pokemon in the game, but that's my own opinion. So if it was completely 100% up to me, my two choices would be Lara Croft and Agent 8 from Splatoon. Are there any other games you'd like to discuss before we move on to the big stuff?
Not really. I mean, not really. There wasn't really anything besides like, Mario Golf, which was interesting. But even then, like, still Mario Golf, so. And that was like the most interesting thing up until, the last two games. So, yeah. And except for the Smash DLC. But yeah, basically the Smash DLC, Mario Golf, and then the two later games that we'll talk about.
Yeah, pretty much just Mario Golf and Miitopia. Although, Project Triangle Strategy looks pretty cool too, because, it's a continuation of Octopath Traveler, and we all know that's going to end up being the title anyway, because, like with Octopath Traveler, that was its project name, they kept it in the end, so yeah, that looked pretty cool for RPG. It's your typical RPG, so to be expected. But yeah, there wasn't really anything else other than the two questions we answered earlier, so yeah, sorry.
There's, well, James already mentioned Project Triangle Strategy. I also mentioned that real quick. That was a game that piqued my interest, and I'm really interested in it. I really hope Project Triangle Strategy is not its final name, because I kind of want it to adopt the Octopath Traveler name and just be part of that series, because Project Triangle Strategy is a stupid name. Okay, let's be honest here. That's a pretty dumb name. I don't really like it. But one game I wanted to talk about was No More Heroes Free, because I like the No More Heroes series, and just seeing No More Heroes Free in this direct was really cool for me. I freaking freaked out on Twitter when the release date was finally announced. And yeah, that's a game that I really want to play. It looks really good, and I hope more people play, because the No More Heroes series is really good. And yeah, that's really the only two games I wanted to talk about. All the other games I didn't really care for that much, because the direct was kind of boring except for the major stuff. But yeah, that's about it.
Oh, and Fall Guys, we forgot about Fall Guys. I mean, it's nice that it's going to be on the Switch, but I mean,
who cares about Fall Guys anymore? That game's dead.
Wow,
it's
rude.
all about Among Us now.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you guys that Triangle Strategy isn't really that good of a name. Like, Octopath Traveler works, but I kind of hope Triangle Strategy changes its name before it's fully released. But other than that, that game looks really, really cool. I'm looking forward to that one. I haven't had a chance to try Octopath Traveler, unfortunately, but the art style is just absolutely gorgeous, so I'm looking forward to this one. Other than that, there wasn't really a whole lot that stuck out to me. Legend of Mana looked pretty cool. Fall Guys coming to Switch is pretty exciting as well. But other than that, there really wasn't a whole lot that I was personally looking into. Sadly, Breath of the Wild 2 was not shown off today, but we did get that long-awaited Skyward Sword HD announcement, so what are your thoughts on that?
Well, oh wow. Well, I mean, I'm definitely excited for it. Like I said, I never really played Skyward Sword, so like, it's gonna be interesting to actually finally play it. Cause it's been my first experience playing, not Breath of the Wild, playing Skyward Sword. I played Breath of the Wild before, but man, yeah, I just never really played Skyward Sword, so like, but I'm still super excited for it. It's weird because like it's one of those games where I hear a lot of people don't like it. But a lot of people, like my friends or like people I actually know, love it. But it's a weird thing. Like I know you guys said you think you guys love it. My best friend growing up loves it and everything, and said that has like basically has the best Princess Zelda up until I guess or the best like at least up until Breath of the Wild, at least to some people. I mean, it can be I guess that's I mean as in I guess I guess more, I guess, I don't know what the word would be a good word for that is, but yeah, I know a lot of people really like the relationship between Link and Zelda in that game, and apparently that had like the best relationship, and some people even said it has the best relationship in Breath of the Wild, but they even had a good one in Skyward Sword apparently. So like, but it'd be nice to be regardless of that. It'd be nice to actually finally play it, because I never owned a Wii Motion Plus, so it'd be like, because like now I don't have to. So and also it's coming to the Switch, so it's in HD. So who knows? Who knows? It might be my second, Zelda game to actually beat the game. Because the first one was Breath of the Wild, which I mean, of course you can just go to the main, like go straight to the main thing. But of course I beat Breath of the Wild after 50 hours with doing like all the Divine Beasts and stuff like that, doing all the four Divine Beasts. But yeah, it might end up being my second, game to beat. Who knows? It could be my first Let's Play in the future. You never know. I doubt it's gonna be like that, but you never know. You never know. You never know what's in store for 2025. You just never know.
So Skyward Sword HD has been rumored for, I think, for like 2, close to 3 years now. Kind of like Metroid Prime Trilogy. It's just been like out there. So Skyward Sword HD, so happy to finally see it. And it's pretty funny that it's an anniversary game twice over, because it was released on the 25th anniversary, and it's being released in the 35th anniversary now. So it's pretty funny. I wonder if they're going to replace the 25th anniversary logo with a 35th anniversary logo in the beginning of it. That'd be pretty funny.
That's the only thing they'll change.
Yeah, the stuff they talked about, how they changed all the controls, they'll just negate that, and that when they release it, and they'll be like, you have to buy a Wii Motion Plus to play this game. So yeah, Skyward Sword HD, super happy. Yeah, and we'll be getting into the stuff in the next question, but some other stuff in the next question, but I'm super happy to see it here. It's about time.
Out of any Zelda game in existence, Skyward Sword has been the game I've been wanting to play in the series the longest, and I am very happy that it is finally coming to the Switch. This was another game I had a meltdown on Twitter over, so so yeah, very happy that this is coming to the Switch finally after how many years has it been out on the Wii? I don't really remember, but I think 10 years. But yeah, it's really glad that this is finally getting the HD treatment that it deserves, and I am really glad that they talked about changing the controls and that there's finally going to be button controls, because that's the one thing I always wanted, because I don't really care for motion controls that much. But yeah, I'm very excited for this, and I'm definitely going to get it when it comes out. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Skyward Sword was the only 3D Zelda game that had not gotten some kind of remaster within the past couple years, so seeing it finally happen is just all kinds of exciting. This is easily like top 5 favorite Zeldas of all time for me. I love Skyward Sword so much. The characters are so much fun, the story is absolutely amazing, the music is breathtaking, so I'm just really excited that this is finally happening. And even though I'm personally going to be using motion controls throughout the entire game, I do understand that not everybody likes motion controls, so it's really excellent that they're finally going to be introducing button controls into Skyward Sword, so that'll definitely help bring attention to this game. Hopefully people will give this game a second chance, because it definitely deserves it. And something cool that came out recently is that Skyward Sword HD has amiibo support, so that's going to be really cool. Aonuma did confirm that even though Breath of the Wild 2 wasn't shown off during the Direct, development is still progressing smoothly, and it will likely be shown later in the year. So what are you expecting about Breath of the Wild 2?
I mean, we'll probably see something about Breath of the Wild 2. I know, I mean, it's been a while since we've seen anything about Breath of the Wild 2, so like, I think they'll probably show a trailer at least this year and stuff like that. And maybe, I mean, I don't know how far, I mean, it's been, they announced multiple years ago now, so they probably like, I mean, they probably still have a lot left to do, but like, I think expecting it maybe to release next year in 2022, so it'd be nice if they release it like say spring of 2022, but It might not be until unless they like announce it pretty soon. But I mean, I think it's gonna come out sometime next year. And I'm just man, just I probably I mean, so they probably release a trailer. They're probably gonna have maybe they have another direct that might be just focused on Zelda or like was those presentation things they call, even though they're particularly directs technically, but they just like to call it something else. But anyway, yeah. So we might maybe see its own like little direct thing later this year and everything, and obviously it's gonna be interesting like what's all different and everything.
So, I don't think the game is gonna release this year, especially because he said more information later in the year. I do think it will be a 2022 title, probably holiday 2022. I think we will get a trailer, probably to reveal the title of the game. I think it'll basically be the big grand reveal, but without, some plot points in the game, and it'll reveal the official title. But yeah, I don't think it's going to come out this year. I think the more information we get will probably be around E3, maybe late summer. And then we'll know what it's called, and then we'll find out it's released in 2022. Yeah, that's all I really expect.
Yeah, all I really see coming out of Breath of the Wild 2 this year, because even though he did say that the development was going smoothly, he didn't really say how far in development they were with the game. So I expect at least a gameplay trailer to be shown off like near E3 or something like that. But I don't really think the game is going to get a 2022 release date. If anything, I think it's just going to get a 2023 release date. Mainly because that while it was said that the development's going smoothly, they didn't really say how far they were with it. And Breath of the Wild took a long time to come out. So I expect this for Breath of the Wild 2. So I think we'll get a gameplay trailer and most likely a 2023 speculated release date. That's about it. That's all I really expect.
I think if this direct had told us anything about Breath of the Wild 2, it's that it's not coming out this year. There's no way they're going to have two 3D Zelda games come out within 6 months of each other, but I'm really excited for Breath of the Wild 2, and I really hope we do get to see more information sometime this year. I think 2022 is a safe bet for Breath of the Wild 2 coming out, maybe 2023. But if it does come out next year, then it's going to kind of follow the same pattern that Breath of the Wild's development cycle followed, where it had the first year where it had a teaser, then nothing was shown the following year. And if they have a Zelda-focused E3 presentation this year, then a release next year, then it would have followed pretty much the same pattern as Breath of the Wild, so that'd be pretty interesting. And now for the next question. If you've played Skyward Sword before, what would you like to see changed or added?
Well, I mean, I really don't know. Like I said, I never played Skyward Sword, so I really don't know what will be changed or really added. Cause like I don't know what like all the stuff they have in Breath of the Wild they had in Skyward Sword really. So I mean, obviously, I guess so. Maybe they added like it'd be cool if they added like some weird mode like how they did in Zelda Twilight Princess HD, where they had like a hero mode. Maybe that'd be interesting. But I mean, I never played Skyward Sword, so I have no idea what they could add or change.
Well, there's a hero mode technically in the original game, so they already have it in that. The main thing that I wanted changed was basically the control schemes, because like Pancake mentioned earlier, I'm not really a motion control guy, so having button controls is nice for handheld. They didn't specify any controls for the Pro Controller, but I assume it's like handheld and Switch Lite controls, just because it'd be weird otherwise. But yeah, the main thing I was looking forward to was seeing how they adapted the control scheme, because Skyward Sword, for all it's worth, originally was a pretty great game. It's just the controls weren't all too fine-tuned, so the fine-tuning of controls is very, very nice, and that was the one thing I wanted changed, and they did it, so I'm happy.
I have unfortunately not played Skyward Sword, so I'm not 100% sure what is in the game already and what could be changed. The main thing I wanted changed was the controls because I wanted button controls, and I'm pretty sure that they adapted the controls to the Pro Controller too, because I don't see why they would do it for handheld mode and not do the Pro Controller, because that would seem kind of, well, dumb. But yeah. I think what I'd like to see added, because this was in Twilight Princess HD, I would like to see I think it had this. I would like to see amiibo support added to the game, because I just like amiibo support, and it seems like amiibo support has been slowing down ever since the Switch came out, and it's kind of disappointing. So I would like to see amiibo support get added, and maybe some new dungeons for like a side game, sort of thing. That's really it. Not really. I can't really say much because I just haven't played Skyward Sword yet, but I'm going to once it comes out on Switch. So yeah.
There's honestly not that much that I would personally change, because I already think Skyward Sword is a near perfect game. There's a few things that I would change though. It's that I definitely think that they should have left-handed mode for motion controls, and they definitely need to get rid of that dialogue box that shows up for every single collectible whenever you restart the game. That needs to go away. And I really do hope that they keep the patch for that one glitch that could stop story progress. They eventually patched it on the Wii version, so it'll be kind of funny if when this version launches, that glitch is still there. I doubt that's going to happen, but it'd be pretty funny. And now for our final Zelda question, before we move on to the super exciting stuff. What are your thoughts on the super awesome looking Zelda Joy-Cons?
Yeah, like Gator said, those Joy-Cons look cool. I mean, I really don't really buy more Joy-Cons than what I usually have, unless I just, want more Joy-Cons, of course. Or if something started to drift or whatever, or say if someone like buys me it or something like that, or as a gift, I'm definitely gonna get it. But they still look cool no matter what, and excited for you to get them.
These are without a doubt the best looking Joy-Con that they've ever made. These are beautiful. They are works of art, and I hope that they're better tweaked inside so they don't drift after like a week for most people, because I would really like these, and I would not like these to drift after like a week, a month, or even a year. I would want these to be very solid, very fortitude. They're so beautiful. I just want them. I probably wouldn't even open them, actually. I'd probably just have them sit in their box and collect them.
It's funny that you say that, because earlier today I made a joke about wanting to get 2 of them just to keep one in the box. Because
I mean, if you guys are perfectly fine with just the boxes, I'll happily take the controllers myself.
I'll take you up on that offer. Actually, no, I won't. You. But anyways, these are, yeah, like James and Cobra said, these are the best looking Joy-Cons just out there in general. My only real problem is that they do kind of clash with the console itself, and as somebody who is very persistent on having everything look identical to everything, it does kind of bother me, but I can get over that because these are really cool looking Joy-Cons, and I do want to get them and use them. And like I said, I do want to get 2 of them, because just to keep one in the box, because it would just be a cool collector's item just to have. But yeah, one of the reasons why I would get 2 is because I just can't stand keeping things in the box anyways. So yeah, I do want to get these Joy-Cons. I hope I'm able to. And yeah, my only real issue is that they do clash with the console, but that is not that big of an issue. It's kind of a stupid one. That's just my opinion. Really cool Joy-Cons. Do want to get them. Really cool. Like the art.
Real quick, I think it would have been a fun callback if they made gold Joy-Cons, like the Wiimote gold. That would have been kind of cool. But I understand why they didn't go with that.
You know what would be even better?
What?
If the cartridge for the game was gold.
That would be pretty cool. Except, I'd get the digital one anyway, so it wouldn't matter to me.
What they could do is that they could have the border for the Switch icon on the home screen. They could have that be golden.
Now, that would be awesome.
One other thing, if I could find this again, I'd love to show it in the video, but I saw this really funny tweet after Skyward Sword HD was announced that it had Fi saying something along the lines of, "Master, your controller is starting to drift."
That'd be so wonderful if they included that. I hope the developers are cheeky enough to include that.
Holy carp, Splatoon 3! Oh my god, yes, 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 yes! Splatoon 3 is gonna be happening! It's super exciting! I'm super excited! What would you like to see in Splatoon 3?
I mean, Splatoon 3. I mean, I know both James and Gator are like super excited and everything because like basically basically their favorite games or Nintendo series of all time, basically up with Zelda and stuff like that, to them at least, not to me but to them. I mean, Splatoon 2 is a pretty fun game. Never really been the biggest fan of it, just because it's a mainly focused on online multiplayer and stuff like that and everything. I know there's a single player, but it's Splatoon. At least you get some more that people who want it are excited. Obviously, like I mean, I actually thought Splatoon 3 wouldn't come out until like the next actual console by Nintendo. So like I was actually surprised when they actually announced Splatoon 3 because like I thought, oh, they're making Splatoon 3 in a way. Like I mean, I know it's been like 3 years since the last one, but just since Splatoon 2, but I thought they would wait until like the next actual console and stuff like that. Like, 'cause you had Splatoon on the Wii U, you had Splatoon 2 on the Switch. So I thought they would like wait for it for like whatever the next console or whatever they're gonna be is. So like that was actually kind of surprised because I didn't thought they would do that, especially because they were still doing a bunch of like Splatoon 2 stuff with the different Splatfest thingies and stuff like that. So that was actually surprising.
So, I'm very happy. I honestly wasn't expecting Splatoon 3 in this direct. If anything Splatoon was gonna happen, I was expecting a spin-off because of that one teaser post in October 2019 for Save Our Salmonids, or Save Our Salmons, whatever. So I wasn't expecting the next mainline Splatoon, especially because Mr. Nogami, the producer, said they were focusing on Animal Crossing, and they were just focusing on Animal Crossing, basically. So I kind of want to hug, kiss, and slap Nogami at the same time just because of him saying that, but it's the old developer trick, so... Anyway, Splatoon 3 looks great. We only got a small sample of it because it's not coming out for another year, which does suck, but... I think it'll be worth it. My one big hope though, because it looks like it has changed quite a bit just because it fits the theme from the Splatfest, the final Splatocalypse from Splatoon 2, where the world is now in chaos because Pearl won. So yeah, I'm really happy they're continuing that theming again, where they follow the final Splatfest, quote unquote, for Splatoon 2 at least, that result for the next game. And I really, really hope that the story mode is going to be Octo expansion-like more than the story mode from the first two games. And that's really all I want. And, good online and no Moray Towers. Thank you.
Moray Towers needs to come back, okay? Moray Towers has to come back. It's not Splatoon without Moray Towers, okay, James?
Well, if you say that, then that also means Port Mackerel has to come back since they both came back in for both games.
And I fail to see the issue there. So Splatoon 3 was honestly the most hype announcement for me out of this entire Nintendo Direct because, in my opinion, the Nintendo Direct was kind of subpar as Nintendo Directs go. There were a couple good announcements, but this was definitely the best announcement by far. And one thing that really surprised me was that it's coming out. It's supposed to come out next year, and that really surprised me because in my mind, if they were gonna make, I was thinking if they are making a Splatoon 3, they're probably not gonna release it until 2023, or at least until they make another upgraded version of the Switch. So I am really happy that they are releasing it really close, more early than I initially thought. As to what I would like to see in Splatoon 3, I would like to see a story mode that's more like Octo Expansion and a combination of Octo Expansion and the regular story mode. But one thing I would like to see, now this may sound a little odd, but when the trailer first started, before I saw the inkling, I thought this was going to be an entirely new IP that would be an open world game made by Nintendo, and I would really like to see the story mode for this game be more open world, because when I saw that trailer, when the trailer first began, I thought this was going to be an open world game, and now I can't get it out of my head. I want this game's story mode to be open world, like, completely, and I just think that would be awesome for the Splatoon series, and I think they can do it if they really put their minds to it. I also really hope the story mode focuses on the Salmonoids instead of the Octolings, because I just think that would be better, because it seems like the Octolings and Inklings kind of just get along now, ever since they added them into the game. So yeah, those are the things I'd like to see, and I'd also like to see some returning special weapons from the first and second game kind of come back, and yeah, like the Ink Missile, I'd like to see that come back and all that sort of stuff. I would like to see returning specials, but yeah, that's all I'd really like to see from the game, and I'm just really excited for Splatoon 3. I could go on for hours, but I'm pretty sure everybody would be upset with me if I did that. I mean, I could go on until 5 in the morning, but I'm not going to do that. So yeah, that's all I'm gonna say.
No.
You see?
Yeah. Continue. So this can be 5. So it can be here 5.
Yes, let's do it!
No.
I will kill you all.
And when I mean 5 in the morning, I mean 5 in the morning Pancake and Gators time.
I will seriously kill you all.
So it'd be 8 p.m. Oh, no, 8 a.m. for James.
I absolutely love the Splatoon series, and the fact that we're getting a third game so soon is just so exciting. I'm really looking forward to this. Even though we didn't get to see a whole lot, what we did see was just absolutely incredible. You can totally tell this is a completely chaotic world now. That shot of the upside down ruined Eiffel Tower is just chillingly awesome. Is that a term? I don't know. But the entire atmosphere of this is just so cool and completely different from anything we've seen in the Splatoon series. This really does give the sense that this is a post-apocalyptic world which Splatoon takes place in. So I'm really looking forward to this. And the things that we've seen at the trailer, it's just so exciting seeing more and more every time I repeat the trailer. Like seeing the seeing the bow and arrow. That weapon just looks so much fun. Seeing the new techniques that the Inklings can do, like that one super high jump that you can do when you're going up walls and things like that. And I'm really excited to see what kind of other stuff will be here. Like we have that Salmonoid chum thingy. Like we have the Salmonoid chum following you everywhere, so does that mean Summon Run's gonna be returning or not? What the story mode's gonna be like? Are the other ranked battle modes gonna be returning? How are Splatfest going to work? There's just so much we don't know, but I'm super excited about this. And then that's 2 things that I would like to say about Splatoon 3, and I know I could probably go on for a long time, and I do apologize.
Wrap it up!
I'm sorry, I'll try to wrap this up, but the last 2 things that I want to say is that one thing that I noticed on the Inkling and Octoling customization screen that I really do appreciate is it just goes straight to hairstyles and things like that, like in Animal Crossing, so that'll really open up the way for players to be able to customize more gender-neutral Inklings and Octolings, which I think is really, really cool. And my one wish for this game is that if there are new idols in this game, like the Squid Sisters are off the hook, if there are new idols in this game, I really hope that they're both Octolings, because that was what they were originally going to be doing with Splatoon 2, but they did it in the final game. So I really hope they do in Splatoon 3. One very last thing that I'd like to mention is that there is pretty much no gap between working on my Let's Plays for the first 2 Splatoon games. So if I can manage to upload the grand finale of Splatoon 2 before Splatoon 3 comes out next year, then at least get a few months break before I inevitably start making videos for that game too.
You get no breaks. You work until you die.
You work until you die.
So long story short, I've accepted the fact that I'm pretty much doomed to be recording Splatoon content for the rest of my life, and I'm completely okay with that.
No, you get reincarnated.
So you'll become an isekai protagonist?
No, you get reincarnated and your life starts all over again. To the exact same year you were born. So that means you have to replay through Skyward. That means you have to replay it through Splatoon 1 and 2 again, as well with the James rolls.
I mean, it's fairly obvious that we're gonna end up doing a versus of Splatoon 3 probably in 2023. So I mean,
yeah.
So something funny that happened was that I sort of have this in the video. Was that we were talking about this earlier, and I was mentioning how my Splatoon 2 Let's Play was going to be 100 episodes, and so James invested me saying your Splatoon 3 LP in 2025 better be 200 episodes to top this one.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. It better be.
I wanted it to be 500 episodes, Gator.
No, that's Splatoon 4.
Yeah, Splatoon 4.
Definitely.
Well, like I said, we could talk about Splatoon 3 for a long time. I'm super excited about this, but we have to move on. So, do you have any final thoughts before we wrap up this video?
Well, Rip Gator, of course, with his Splatoon content and everything. But basically, I thought the direct. I mean, I like the beginning part where they had, the Smash reveal. That was good, as well as like with the part where they had like Mario Golf was pretty good, even though it's not really a game I'm really interested in or really that much. But still, at least it's still something. And then they had a ton of stuff that no one cares about until they got to Skyward Sword HD. And then they got to then they even got to Splatoon 3 after that. So like basically this sums it up. You got Smash DLC, Mario Golf, Skyward Sword HD, and then Splatoon 3, and then everything else in between that sucks. Or that I don't really care about. But yeah, just
Yeah, it's like, why is there a partner showcase in the middle of my Nintendo Direct?
yeah, the partner showcase was just in the middle of the direct. Oh jeez. Oh, no, it's a Sony E3 conference.
I thought it was a very, very good direct to come back to after so long for the mainline stuff, excluding all the partner showcase stuff like that. I think it was actually the longest ever, technically, outside of E3, so that's pretty cool fun fact. Yeah, it was a good direct, had all your niche stuff for third party, first party, and it was a pretty fun time. I enjoyed it.
Personally, I thought the direct was pretty underwhelming when it came to some themes, because there were a lot of themes that were just filler, not really that important. But the themes that were really good and were important were just really good, and I enjoyed them. So overall, I think I'd give this direct a 3 out of 5. Pretty underwhelming, but there were a lot of good things in it, like Smash, No More Heroes free, Splatoon free, which is the best part about it. So yeah, pretty okay. Kind of underwhelming, but okay.
So there was definitely a lot of filler stuff in the middle of the Nintendo Direct, and I think that's kind of what dragged it down just a little bit, in my personal opinion. But it started off great and ended amazingly, so I hope this means that Nintendo Directs are going to be more frequent again, because these are always just so much fun to see. I'm absolutely excited for Pyra and Mythra to appear in Smash Brothers, and they're coming out pretty soon, because I do believe that they're going to be released in March. Skyward Sword HD looks incredible, and I'm so excited for Splatoon 3.
Well, before I say goodbye to the lovely people at home, there's rumors that Twilight Princess and Wind Waker HD will be coming later on in 2021 as part of the anniversary, so there's that. But anyway, lovely people at home, thank you all for watching this discussion for the February 2021 Nintendo Direct. My name has been The James Rolls.
I'm playing Garmin.
How about we try this again without talking over each other, guys?
All right, one more time.
I'm gonna gear to you.
I'm Jake.
Wait, what? Oh, I thought James was gonna say goodbye first.
No, I already said goodbye. I'm talking about you two bozos.
All right, one more time. Around the clock, rewinding. All right. I've been Pancake Armor Man.
Wait, what? Hey, I see Green Coast Gaming.
Yeah, we didn't. You know what?
What?
Goodbye, everybody.
What? Wait, did Discord cut out?
Discord cut out. You know what? Just take his outro from one of his videos and just put it there. Put it, like,
Oh
there.
god.
You know?
Anyway, I've been Green Covers Gaming. Fine. I've been to Legia too.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. Bye bye.